guys, you already know what it is. It's me and it's life with Theyre B. I don't know what I was doing with my intro, y'all. I'm trying to find an intro that like rings. But guys, today I'm bringing you something I have never done before, and this is a lunch discussion. So right now I got my Little Caesars pizza. Yes, I started without you guys, so if that's why you see like half of one slice of pizza gone, that's why. But today I'm giving you 10 things that I learned about relationships in high school. I'm a senior, so I've been in high school for a minute, a couple years, and I just want to, I gained a lot of wisdom. I made a lot of mistakes. I gained knowledge thanks to the positive mentors in my life, and I just want to bless you guys with what I learned about relationships. So the two relationships we're going to focus on is friendships and then that boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. So, guys, can we just take a minute to appreciate my hair, though? Guys, 6 months locked. Okay. I'm gonna put like a picture right here on what my hair looked like at first, like the first month, the second month, and look at the growth. Anyways, let's get into this video. Okay, guys, let's start off with friendships. Okay, let's start off with what I realized about friendships in high school. The first thing, friendships are only as good as the person itself. And what do I mean by that? I think what you get out of the friendship is what the person has within themselves. You can't expect somebody to give you something that they don't have within themselves. So let me give you an example. I remember when I started growing in my faith, and okay, let's rewind. Freshman year and sophomore year, I was hanging around with the wrong crowd who was engaged in drugs, gossip, always talking about sex and boys. And let's just be honest, I engaged in it too. It wasn't just 100% them. I allowed myself to participate in like those activities, those conversations. So as I grew closer to God, I remember something in me switched. I feel like he put a desire in my heart to be around people who actually brought me closer to them and encouraged me and uplifted me instead of like always talking bad about other people. So, try not to smack y'all. With that being said, as I got closer to God, I kind of expected those friends I was hanging out with that wasn't for me to change all of a sudden. Like, you know what? I want you to start encouraging more. Let's not gossip. Let's not talk about sex all the time. And you know what? I couldn't expect that of them because it wasn't in them. Okay, I'm not saying that they'll never reach that point, but I was saying that they didn't have optimism within them. So they're always being pessimistic, talking about everything that's wrong about life. They didn't have an encouraging spirit within them to bring out for me. Like, I was expecting people to bring things out for me that they didn't have. They didn't have it in them. And I'm not saying that they could never have it. I'm just saying at that moment, at that time, they didn't have it. So, next thing I learned. Number 2, if you don't enjoy the company of the people you hang around, come here. I'm gonna need you to dip. I'm gonna need you to get out. I need you to leave, throw the whole friendship away. Because first of all, life is too short to be around people that you don't like. And secondly, if you really don't enjoy their presence and you feel like every time you're with them, they don't lift your spirits and they cause you to not vibrate on a higher frequency, you should dip and leave the friendship, okay? Because I remember at a time when every time I was with the old friend group, freshman and sophomore year, I felt like, as I grew closer to God, I felt like I didn't like who I was when I was around them, but I continued to be with them because I was scared to branch off and embark on a new journey, you feel me? So if you don't like the people you're hanging around in friendships, a lot of people do that in high school. That's what I learned. They hang around people who don't lift them up, that don't bring them to their goals, that don't help them, and it wasn't a reciprocal relationship. Either what I saw in high school, there was either one person that was helping them friend be better and the other person was bringing them down, or nobody was best. Like, nobody was doing what's best for each other. Like, so that's what I learned. Hold on, let me get the light up in here. That's what I learned, y'all. So basically, if you don't enjoy the people you hang around, dip. Number 3, sorry guys, hold on, let me get it together. Okay, ooh, look at the dark. Okay, now we're good. Number 3, who you hang around changes the way people perceive you. Let's give me, for example, so freshman year and sophomore year, I was hanging around with the wrong crowd, okay, engaged in drugs, engaged in sexual activity, engaged in like always gossiping. After school, they were never doing anything that would help grow them, you feel me? And I engaged in those activities, and I would find my teachers kind of grouping me I was in the group, so let's just be honest, but they were grouping me in that group. So like, they're like, oh, you're one of those girls. They didn't exactly say that, but you can tell like the way they talk to me. And I'm not saying it's right, but oh my gosh, that was a fly. It didn't go on my pizza, but y'all, when it comes to food, I don't play. Or, so, by the way, this is not healthy, but you know what? Sometimes the carbs be hitting. Okay, anyways, let's get back on topic. So, I would find my teachers like, oh, pulling me aside sometimes and be like, Yana, are you sure you want to hang out with that group? And they even warned me, like, this is going to happen if you like start engaging with the wrong crowd. Even though I didn't listen, because I felt like, you know what, I'm in high school, I'm grown, can't nobody tell me nothing. They were spitting facts, right? And it did change the way people perceived me. So I'm not saying I'm not saying live your life based off what people think, but I am saying just take that into consideration. Number 1, sorry, I'm looking at my book, y'all. So number 1, 2, 3. Number 4, I'm so sorry, I can't count. Number 4, if you're not careful, the wrong person can drain you emotionally. They can negatively influence you. Okay, let's talk about draining you emotionally. I used to have friends that, okay, let's rewind. Let me tell you something about me. I like helping people. Okay. I like helping people. Like, in all of my friendships, I wouldn't say I'm the fixer, but I'm the fixer. And people used to take advantage of that. So I used to have people in my life that would only come to me just to emotionally dump on me. And I used to think that's what friendship was. But I remember they used to never check in with me, ask me, oh, Yana, how are you? They would just come and talk to me and be like, girl, let me tell you what happened. And then just leave. Right? And that was really draining to me emotionally, especially if you're an empath and you really care about your friends or the people in your life, and their pain like kind of becomes your pain and you begin to internalize it. Every time they would come to me about all of their problems, it would negatively impact me. I'm not saying that your friends should never come to you when they need help, because that's okay. But if that's the basis of your friendship, you're playing therapist all the time, that gotta go. Next, they can negatively influence you. There's a phrase where it says bad company corrupts good character. So if you're, like they say, you become the 5 closest people, you become the 5 people closest to you, right? So if you're always hanging around people who are engaging in wrongful activities, they're disrespectful to everybody, even if you don't mean to adapt their ways or their conduct, it's gonna subconsciously you're gonna act like them, right? So yeah, if you're not careful, the wrong friend can drain you emotionally and they can negatively influence you. All right, number 5. This is the last one for friendships, then we're gonna go on to relationships. But number 5, the right friend can help you out. I remember I had one solid friend that I had since kindergarten. Actually, 1st grade was Paige. Shout out to my girl Paige. She always led me closer to God. Like, she always motivated me to always, she always motivated me to do better spiritually, mentally, physically. Like, she would be working out and I would be influenced to work out. She would be doing good on her schoolwork and I would be influenced to do good on my schoolwork. Like, she did a lot and she positively influenced me. And she was my closest friend throughout high school, and I thank you that God has blessed me with her, because she's the one that has that redirected me time and time again, and I feel safe with her, right? You always want a friend that can not only lead you to the right path, but where you feel safe with them. Okay, that's important. That's what I learned at high school. Get friends where you feel safe with them, where they uplift you, they encourage you, they lead you closer to your goals, they lead you closer to God. Period. Okay, so that's all for friendships. I hope I did something, but let's move on to relationships. All right, since this is a lunch discussion, let me take a bite of my pizza. Take a bite of this water. Y'all, I meant drink, not take a bite. My bad. Let's get to it. So, relationships. What did I learn about being caked up, being with your boo in high school? Full disclaimer. I never had a relationship in high school. I remember freshman year, when I transferred to my school, when I transferred to another school to my school, I did talk to this boy for like 2 weeks, but that didn't work out because I wasn't feeling it. So, but ever since then, I did not have no relationship. I had many crushes, but I did not ever pursue them into a relationship. So, full disclaimer. But what did I observe about all of these good and toxic relationships? First, it won't work if you're not aware of what you want. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? First, I think people aren't really aware of what they could put up with and what they can't put up with. You need to find your 80% and then your 20%. And what do I mean by that? So your 80% is something that you cannot live without. This is something that your partner or your significant other must have. So for example, my 80% is I want my man to be a follower of God. I want him to have a tight relationship with God. That's my 80%. I want him to be respectful. That's my 80%. And there are many other things. Like I want him to be goal-oriented. I want him to have a joyful spirit. I want him to uplift and encourage me and be kind to his family and his friends. That's my 80%. Now, a 20% is what I can it's not that important. It's important, but I can live without it if the brother don't have it. So for example, if he's not organized, even though that'd be a pet peeve, it wouldn't be the deal breaker. It wouldn't be my 80. Another one, if he isn't 6'8", that's okay. It wouldn't be my 80, okay? I could do a 5'7", brother, 5'8", 5'6", I don't know. But it wouldn't be my 80%. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. It's something I require. And a lot of people don't know their 80 or 20%. So when they get in relationships, they walk in just expecting their partner to do things that they haven't even discussed. No, that's what I learned. Number 2, they commit to someone. What did I write? They commit for the feeling to have someone. What do I mean by that? Some people just get in relationships because they just want to be in one, just to say they have one, just so they won't feel loneliness. Not even analyzing if that person is really meant to be with them or if they fill their spiritual cup. No, some people just commit just because they want the feeling. And when they realize that they don't want that person, or that the person that they're with can't give them happiness, the happiness and the fulfillment that they need, they end up being unhappy in the relationship. And that generates resentment and anger and bitterness. And I realized a lot of people got in relationships in high school just to have the feeling of like being with someone, and they didn't really want that person. They didn't really want them. Okay. And I'm like, I was just sitting back. I wasn't judging them, but I was sitting back and I was like, that's a fat mosquito. Anyways, I was just sitting back and I was saying, yo, y'all don't even want to be with each other. But that's neither here or there. All right, next. Third, they're not ready because they don't have the right mentality. And what do I mean by that? A lot of people in relationships in high school, I'm not saying all, but there's a fat majority, like a cool 80-90%, who they're not ready for relationships because they don't have the right mentality. They don't know what it takes to maintain a healthy relationship. Some people just want to maintain a relationship. No, it's important that you maintain a healthy, progressive, prosperous, soul-fulfilling relationship. And they don't know how to do that. The first thing is they don't know how to communicate with one another. I have seen so many people come to me telling me, oh my gosh, I don't like when he does this. I don't like when she does this. And they don't even tell their own partner about that. And I'm like, how are they supposed to know? And I feel like communication is a key, major key to relationships. Major key. But they don't do that because they're not mature enough. There's too much pride. There's too much ego in the relationship. Many people in high school doesn't understand that when you're in a relationship, it's not you against that other person when you're having what is it called? A conflict. I'm tripping. My mind was blank. Many people in high school don't understand it's not you against that other person when you're having a problem or a conflict. It's you and that person against the problem, against the conflict. And many people didn't understand that. They didn't understand how to respect each other. It's really important that while you're in a relationship, you learn respect. They didn't know honesty. Being honest with your partner. Hey, I don't feel like when you do this, I don't like that. They didn't understand it and they weren't ready. That was just my 2 cents. Number 4, a lot of people in relationships were having a threesome. And what do I not like a physical threesome? I meant like this. I meant I mean this. It was them, the other person, and then the third thing was not a person, but it was like insecurities or something like that. Insecurities, the lack of trust. And a lot of people were trying to have a relationship, but then they didn't understand. They weren't consciously aware that, hey, my insecurities are kind of suppressing our relationship. It's preventing us from having a prosperous relationship. Hey, my anger, my resentment towards you that I didn't fully communicate is it's preventing us from having a healthy relationship. They didn't try to get it back to just them, but they try to be in a relationship with the threesome where it's them, that other person, and some insecurities, childhood trauma, fear, you know, hey, I didn't get over that other person, but I'm trying to enter a relationship with you. That's beyond me. So, and then the fifth thing, I didn't even write down the fifth thing, but trying to think from the dome, I just think that a lot of people, they didn't work on their singleness before they got in a relationship. What do I mean by that? So before you get in a relationship, it's important that you really analyze and try to break down your insecurities, your fears, your trauma that you dealt with, because once you get in a relationship, all of that's not going to disappear, but it's going to come in with you, i.e. threesome. So it's important that when you're in a before you get in a relationship, you need to really sit down on the daily and cultivate yourself, work on yourself. Anything that can be detrimental to the relationship or you or your relationship with God, you need to hash that out before you get in a relationship. And I'm not saying you're going to be 100% perfect when you actually get in a relationship, but you can save a lot of arguments, trauma, conflict in a relationship when you just focus on your singleness while you're single and focus on cultivating yourself and helping yourself and, you know, working out the kinks and within your soul. Okay guys, so that is it with my 10 things I learned about relationships in high school. I really hope that you enjoyed that. I know I did. And next, sorry y'all, it's a lunch discussion, so I'm trying to eat and talk, but I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I try to give y'all some knowledge. If y'all want more sit-down videos like this outside, just let me know. But y'all, this is Life with Theyre B, and I will see you guys in another video. I don't have any social media platforms, so I have an email though. It's right here. But that's it. So, alright guys, thanks so much, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.